What's good, everybody? You rocking with your boy, All Rights Reserved. Remember I told you yesterday we're going to get back to the Nina Kassaran, I think her name is, that wrote that article? I want you to go in, if you get a chance, and check out her catalog. This is a woman that promotes different bands coming up. Who can play the banjo better this year? That's just me, poking fun. It's more than that. But rap is not her type of subject. She does no looking into that. That's not in her catalog, okay? So why is she reporting something in the rap world that people she felt should know if that's not her itinerary? If you're yearly, monthly, doing things on who's a good guitarist, who's good on the drums, who's playing the blues better, where do we jump to Kid Creole? And that I hope that that's what you got from yesterday's story, an article, or the day before yesterday's article. Because my point that I'm making to show you how propaganda works. This is a person who's speaking to an audience that is completely oblivious to anything to do with Kid Creole or Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. They have nothing to do with it, genre-wise. So why is she reporting a story like this to her general public? It's so that their take on what's going on with this individual is what Pitchfork says. That's simple. It's not looking into it. It's saying, oh goodness, he just stabbed a random stranger. He's crazy. This is what they do to your favorite stars. This is how they do your favorite stars. This is why your favorite stars be hurt. This is what creates, oh, the Kanyes are crazy. This is what creates, oh, the Kim's not such an amazing parent. These are the people creating these stories. I want you to look, because this, and I bet you money, I could bring back up some of the old stories and you'll find names like her tagged to some of the stories we talked about. If I will go to the past and we look up this woman's history, there's going to be writers like her that write out of the blue random stories about people that are believed and that are taken wholeheartedly, saying this must be all that happened because Nina said so. Like, come on. This is why I don't rock with Pitchfork like that. Thank you as a reference to a story, but I want to show them this important. It's important because you're being told this stuff, and some of the authors barely have left, let's say, sophomore year in their writing capability. And yes, I can grade you on that because, ma'am, I've done more than that. Put it that way. I'm more competent than that. I don't know I could look up where you got your degree. I could look up how high it goes, but your writing skills are horrid. They be giving these writing jobs to anybody now. I am not a fan of a Nina story. I'm sorry. Ma'am, that was some of the worst writing I've seen since your counterparts that I exposed in the past. It's still bad. It hasn't changed. You guys are writing up these stories and not even sitting here taking the time to understand and reread it to say this makes no sense. That's why I'm mad. Because you writing this story carries a perspective on this man that you don't know from an area that allegedly, I'm going to say this, that I doubt you have experience in. I could be wrong. But if you do, you're even worse. Because then you know the picture painted on people that are from a ghetto environment. Yet you're using this as a tool to make it seem like he just ran down on a man who's a complete stranger violently and did something. He didn't know. Think to yourself. He didn't know him. So why would he attack him? Then you make him look crazy in the picture like he's just drugged out doing this. Like something's wrong with this man when you have no proof something's wrong with him. And the story isn't even written in detail to let me know which officers. Because, ma'am, I will validate your story. I will call the arresting officers and validate your story. But you don't want to give that info, because if you do and you look stupid when somebody calls and gets the info, you're going to be looking crazy. Y'all don't love the backup where you don't even like to talk about it. And you can't talk in a writing. I get that. But also, you give no reference to anything. You on a major magazine cannot give a reference when you're speaking to millions of people and saying this man violently murdered or attacked this guy. Understand, he was already indicted. You can add more to the story what actually happened. Come on. See, even then, I start reaching out to other people, finding out the real story. I debunked Pitchfork. How mad is Pitchfork going to be? I debunked Pitchfork. How mad they going to be? They're going to say not at all. But trust me, when I was getting at y'all earlier, at an earlier point, your boss was here, man. When I was coming at y'all earlier, your boss was here. So careful on that end. You're just a bad writer. Just let's get that straight. You're a bad writer. That was a bad written article, and it makes no sense. You're calling this man out. He has family, you know that? There's people that love him. Do you get that? And you're making him seem like a monster. And some of them were trying to find out what happened, and you're the first thing they saw. Despicable. Don't matter. Pitchfork wrote your check, though, right? Don't matter. These are the socialites that we are here to replace. Okay? We are here to replace socialites or writers like her on YouTube or other platforms to bring truth to a world that they bring confusion. Because they are confusion. They're here to confuse you. You're speaking to an audience that don't even like rap music. Well, let me say this. They may listen to it here and there, but what is the main music you have listed on your catalog? I went down your entire catalog. No, I don't feel like saying the names. Those bands, they don't got nothing to do with that little information you be putting out here about their banjo playing and their guitar skills. They ain't got nothing to do with anything. Your writing is the issue. You wrote at a high school level. Ma'am, I seen writings better in 5th grade classrooms. I'm like, this woman is terrible. I'll leave it at that. I could say more. But then it'll get the tears flowing. It'll get the tears flowing. She act like she's all extra hurt. She'll be trying to say, he did this to me. Because I'm grading your writing the same way you detail your opinion about their artistry in the industry, right? But me judging you and your writing, that's too much. Oh, that's far too much. All you do for a living is judge musicians and their ability to play. But you can't be judged on your talent or skill. You know why? Frankly, because you ain't got none. You ain't got game. You don't got skills. Your writing's not up to par. It's not even at a collegiate level. I wrote 12-page papers out the butt. You are a bad writer. Who told you graduate with your degree, walk that stage, and you are considered avid? I could put countless papers on this is on everything. I could put countless papers I've written in my collegiate career up against you. I would mop the floor with you and whoever else you want to bring in. Teachers begging for my papers. Real talk, not even exaggerate, begging for my papers and saying, you got to let me keep this. Because writing is a skill. She does not have it. No, Nina, you lack it. You're bad. I helped you. I told you what all them teachers you had before couldn't tell you. Nina, that's bad writing. You make it look like he's a monster. You leave room for people to assume, which is bad. If you're the reporter, why am I assuming things? You're reporting it. First, do better. Get your skills up. Pitchfork, this is twice now. Twice. All rights reserved.